Hello and welcome to Never a Foul. If you're here, we're here with Staffy, we're here with Cass. We're going to talk about David De Gea finally leaving Man United, potentially, because Man United fans, they want him to go. Also, Gvardiol, I think talks have started with Man City. Moises, Caicedo set to be done next week per reports. But we're here together, so hit that like button if you just joined us. It's the afternoon of Friday. I think this will be the last bit of news you'll hear this week before people go on their weekends. But Staffy, how's everything? I don't know what you're doing, but how you doing?
Nice. Trying to fix some of my settings, bro. It's still early over here, but I'm good, bro. I'm good. A lot of news to catch up on. Thanks for having me, though. How you guys doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah,
I'm doing
right.
okay.
Yeah, man. There's loads of news going on. Let me try to take advantage of this situation here. Loads of news. De Gea set to leave Manchester United, according to the Disco Mirror. Martial as well. On top of that, Mason Mount. Man United's got one final bid up to 50 million, or they're going to call it quits. Pressure on Chelsea. Then Chelsea are looking likely to be in talks with Brighton as far as next week for Moises Caicedo. No Arsenal news today, funny enough. Also, Liverpool are very, very interested in Gabri Veiga, meaning they might be the next team to set sights on him after maybe, let's say, Kefren Thuram's done. And there's Gvardiol too. Gvardiol, set a double swoop. Him and Kovacic, they are in advanced talks with Kovacic's personal terms to get that done before sorting a fee out. So yeah, and other than Arsenal, it's just the Kai Havertz stuff that's been recycled. So that's all I look towards it. It's just they might have sent a bid, they might not send a bid. I don't think they've sent a bid. They haven't even got Declan Rice over the line yet. So I don't believe this is going to be done anytime soon. I don't know who Tom Roddy is. I saw that. I don't believe it. But yeah, man, it's crazy. There's actually other little bits and bobs as well that I haven't actually mentioned yet, which we'll talk about with Tottenham Football Club as well. There's obviously always news within Tottenham. But yeah, man, Mo, how are you doing though? This is what this is your first official day of the next morning of being an American citizen.
Yes. I woke up today feeling American, strong.
What did I even feel?
I mean, today I woke up and I feel Qatari, man. So I
Listen, I'd rather be Qatari than American at this moment. So yeah, I agree with Cass.
Oh my God. But let's start with one place. Because we talked a lot about Kai Havertz. Now there is a talk. I'm receiving people telling me that it's 55 million, including bonuses. And is that a good business, Staffy? Is that 55 million, including bonuses for someone with potential?
Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
Oh, Havertz. I thought he asked me about Mount.
No, not Mount. Not Mount.
Listen, bro, I really don't know what to feel about Havertz because I used to rate him. I think a lot of people did. So I'm speaking for a lot of people when we talk about the Mount. The Havertz that came from the Bundesliga versus the Havertz we've seen about the last 3 years. This guy's been living off a Champions League goal that I haven't heard a Chelsea fan that appreciates that goal enough just because of what it led to. It's just led to 3 years of nothing from this guy getting credit for one goal. So I rate him on a technical level, but in terms of doing it in the Premier League, let's just be very honest. He hasn't done it, bro. He's had the talent. He's like a lot of cases for us for Man United when we talk about certain players that had potential and just didn't really do anything with that technical ability. And I look at him and I think he's just the same. He just has the talent, but what has he done? And this is why I understand why some Arsenal fans are, on disagreement with him, because most of them can also see what I'm talking about, which is the talent, and maybe Arteta can do something with him. But on the other hand, he's played in multiple positions in Chelsea. He's played with multiple managers. He's had enough chances, and he hasn't really done anything. So it's like you got to understand why some of them feel iffy about it. A lot of them are like, where is he going to play? Is he going to play in the Xhaka role, or is he going to play in the front three? Is he going to come off the bench? I don't think he ever comes off the
You know,
bench for that
Yeah,
money.
yeah. Guys, yesterday I said something. Why don't we see the same as Odegaard? Why not Odegaard? Like Odegaard at Man United, at Real Madrid wasn't great.
Do you think he's coming in? Because I saw something. Okay, we're going to talk on Arsenal a little bit before we move on to the Man United stuff and Man City and etc. etc. Don't you think that Kai Havertz might be looked at as just a multifunctional player that can play that false 9 when there's a different option? Let's say Gabri Jesus is to get injured. It's a kind of a like for like false 9, drops the probably his better position out of any position that Arsenal play on the pitch currently, and feed. All you got to do, your job is to feed Saka and Martinelli and obviously play with Ødegaard. So maybe that might be his role, because I don't see a young player going on there thinking that he's going to be on the bench. He's going to look for some sort of first team minutes. Somewhere in that team, he said, yeah, I could probably take that position. And if he's looking at a position, it might be Gabri Jesus' position, false 9. And that might be it, because Ødegaard provides not just creativity, but he gives energy. Kai Havertz don't give energy. His application isn't the greatest. It's not his sort of game, you know. But who knows, man? He's not an 8.
I was going to ask you don't think he comes in for that Xhaka role? Because when you look at it like for like, Xhaka just left and he's coming in. So it's just like I have to look at it that way, because a left-footed player going out, a left-footed player coming in. And yes, he doesn't play as deep as Xhaka does, but maybe that's what Arteta's trying to do with him. Do you think so or no? I don't know. I'm kind of like...
Go on. I don't know about you, Mo, but the way I look at it is he's not a Xhaka. He's not box to box. He's not an energy man. He's not going to get back in. Xhaka actually contributed something defensively, you know, position-wise as well. He was quite, I'll say, disciplined. Kai Havertz doesn't remind me of a player that wants to be disciplined on the pitch. Maybe needs a bit more of a free spirit, of like a free role, potentially. But Kai Havertz is not an 8. This is what I mean about... This isn't FIFA. This isn't Football Manager. You can't just... He's just not in his game. He's not built like that, you know? So maybe Havertz deserves a chance at Arsenal. Yes, we're writing him off. And we could say when it comes to Chelsea, it's a shit show anyways when it comes to strikers more time. And he was being used as an attacking player on the right, on the left, up front, behind. They've tried everything and it just doesn't work out. Even in the last 3 years, you can't say... Chelsea being a great attacking outfit, because they spread a lot of goals. You know, remember Rudiger used to piece him with a goal. Reece James used to score a banger. You know, but obviously 55 million for Arsenal is wayward. I feel they can negotiate a better deal. But if that's what they rate him at and that's what they want to target him as, and then Arteta's got a plan for the man.
He is as lazy or more than Martial. This is how bad it is. I'm not sure. This Arsenal team, so I'm looking at it. I think, yes, he deserves a chance. Yes, he might become a 70 or an 80 million pound player. But Arsenal's model is hardworking players going around the pitch, covering a lot of ground, high pressing, high energy team. Someone like Havertz doesn't fit that system unless he sees something that we don't see. He looks at the talent that was there about Leverkusen. He looks at the 15 and the 17 goals he scored each season at Leverkusen and thinking, I can get that out of him again. Yeah. Maybe by the way, you guys are something that you guys... Let me just tell you that Kai Havertz played right winger at Leverkusen sometimes.
Yeah, he did.
Why don't we think that he is the backup for Saka to get a competition for Bukayo Saka on that right side, especially Champions League football, a lot of games to be played. And he wants competent players like Mahrez and Bernardo.
Because the way Saka plays is not the way Havertz play, and I feel like their wingers are so
direct.
Direct is exactly the way Arsenal want to play. Unless Arteta, as I said, maybe he's just going to be using him as a multifunctional player that can do multiple positions.
Bernardo's different than Mahrez, right? But they both work in the same system. The good coach makes them work around that. Different players, same system, but different style of play.
Yeah,
Arteta is Pep's student.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Saka, no chance, because Bernardo and Mahrez are silky players, and Jesus and Nketiah, we saw that they, you know, like Havertz is being used up front. It could be his better position, as I was saying. And Nketiah's there, but ideally you might need 3 strikers. You might need another option. The Martinelli, because the left-hand side, they've got Reece Nelson and Martinelli. Martinelli can be used as an option, but ideally you don't want to be putting him up front. So maybe it might be used. I think he's just there because he's just a player that can do a bit of all trades. You know, like, but he's definitely not coming in the first team. There's no way that man's coming in as a first team player, but 55 million is crazy. It's crazy for me. Arsenal precinct here says by all of your logic, Diego Forlan, Thierry Henry should have another chance. Havertz will work at Arsenal. He reminds of Kanu. Well, he might remind you of Kanu, but Havertz don't remind me of Kanu. I saw Kanu back in the day. I don't know about you guys, but I hear it. If you're an Arsenal fan, you have to put magic in your mind to pretend that this guy is actually something. Currently.
We didn't say he doesn't deserve a second chance, by the way. We're just talking about his fit in Arsenal. We didn't say he should retire football because he was bad at Chelsea. Yes, he deserves a second chance. We're just talking about him being a fit at Arsenal. Is that what they need or not?
Yeah.
And most of us don't think that's what they need at the moment.
I don't think that's what he needs at the moment. But you know what we don't need at the moment? Manchester United, Van Havertz, David De Gea, man. What we saying? Going on a free, can't work. He doesn't want to lower his wage, allegedly. Man United are more optimistic 2 weeks ago. His contract finishes in about 2 weeks officially. Is this the right move for Manchester United?
Absolutely. 100%. Listen, and I'm going to give De Gea his flowers, though, because this is my first chance to talk about him since the news, because a lot of people have been cooking him, especially on Twitter, and I don't like that. This guy's been in our club for 12 years. Regardless of it being the right move or not, I just want to give this guy his flowers. He's been here for 12 years. He's carried us through seasons where we were absolute shit. Let's be very honest. Those 3 years where he was player of the season for us, what was it, like 2015 to 2017, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
He was. I remember all of us at that time talking about him being arguably the best goalkeeper in the world. We were trying to put him in conversations with Neuer. That's how good he was for those 3 years. Yes, he's had a lot of bad moments, but I'm going to give this guy his flowers. He's been here for 12 years. He's won stuff. Yes, he hasn't won enough. He wasn't our most prolific goalkeeper, but he's been here the longest. He has the most clean sheets between all the goalkeepers, whether you like it or not. I'm not saying he's better than Schmeichel or not. That's not what I'm saying. But let's just give him his flowers, thank him for what he did, and move on, because I think it's the right thing to move on. But I don't want us to be that club that disrespects people after they leave because they weren't good enough or not. We were never that club when we were winning, so let's not be that club when we're not winning enough, because that's not what Man United fans have always been about. That's all I'm asking for.
It's down to the club at the end of the day why he stayed so long. It's not his fault. It's not his fault why he got paid so much. I mean, that's what he demanded, but when you look at it 2 ways, he should have left probably about 2-3 seasons ago, in my opinion.
100%, yeah, I agree.
He's overstayed his welcome, I'd say, but Man United's been in a shit show. Mo, what's your opinion on David De Gea?
I think this is a free goalkeeper that you should keep as a second goalkeeper. I think you're making a big mistake if you let him go. How much money?
He won't lower his wages, Mo. That's the thing.
I think they can negotiate lower wage, but remember, just put that in your mind, right? If they sign a 1 or a 2 year contract for him, okay, not as a the first goalkeeper. So, in my opinion, he's a free goalkeeper for a year or two. You don't have to pay a penny, right? You don't have to pay a penny. Just give him a 200K or something a week for 2 years or something. Get a goalkeeper in. Let them let that new goalkeeper replace him. If you let him go, you're gonna sign a goalkeeper to be first, and you're gonna have to sign a goalkeeper to be second because you're not keeping Dean Henderson, even the second goalkeeper. Dean Henderson wants game time, so that leaves you with 2 goalkeepers. The first one is gonna be top notch. They're going to be the starter. The second one is going to be worse than De Gea, but you're going to pay money for the second goalkeeper. Remember, you don't have anybody. Who's your second goalkeeper at the moment?
It won't be hard to get a goalkeeper. No,
but you'll have to pay money. You'll have to pay money.
We have Butland on a loan and he left.
You got to think. What's worth it? Go paying 5 to 10 million for a goalkeeper, a second goalkeeper, or keeping someone on a contract that might be around 250, 300 grand. What's cheaper per week?
I think if you go...
Exactly.
You have to pay wage for the other one.
So it won't be that much. When it comes, that's why I say we got Mateo Kova who could definitely do the job again. I say again, there's goalkeeper options.
Until the second goalkeeper has to play, and then you complain about it, and you sit here until the second goalkeeper is incompetent.
Why do we do this
level, bro? Not even
why do we do this when it comes to Manchester United? Why is it that
sometimes you have to do
because
that, though.
you guys, I'm talking from experience.
You're
not listening to me. Go ahead.
Allison, and the drop off to them is Adrian, and I think they're just fine.
No, it's Scala.
or whoever it is, it doesn't matter who it is. The drop off is crazy. It's not about if he's not ready or not. You know,
Yeah, but Alisson doesn't get injured.
You get
Not
first team. You get to go first team training. Yeah, but come on, man.
Look at Ortega and Ederson.
I can't believe I'm hearing this shit.
Yeah, Mo, but City did the same thing
I'm
with
talking from
Bravo.
experience. We have
Listen,
Handanovic, 30 years old, absolutely garbage, right? Absolutely garbage. We extended his contract for a year. Every year, we give him a new contract until we found Onana, okay? And now Onana replaced him within this season. Now Handanovic is going to be let go. Until you find your first goalkeeper, you cannot just let him go.
One sec. Eddie, I've never seen your name in it. Relax. We don't do that here, man. It's just being rude. Don't be rude. But anyways, go and carry on.
Anyway, my point is, yes, if you find a cheaper goalkeeper, he isn't going to be, and then no goalkeeper is going to be fine. For Man United, you're never going to sign a goalkeeper for £5 million. It's not going to happen. Nobody is going to give you a goalkeeper that cheap.
Yeah, Mo, but if City can go and get Ortega and he fits in like a glove whenever Edison. By the way, Edison sits on the bench not because he's injured, because he wants to rotate goalkeeper. But that's what I'm saying. If Pep can do that, and he's done that for a few years, why can't we do that? I think sometimes it's the harder decision to let go, but you have to do it sometimes.
Yeah, what is your first goalkeeper? And who's your second?
I just don't understand it, man. Because the guy wants first team football, man. The guy wants first team football. Why?
David De Gea wants first team football.
Yeah, and you know what?
He's 31, Mo.
Everyone knows De Gea as a confidence man. As soon as he ain't playing a run of games, he comes in, lets one goal in. He's pretty much useless anyways. Why are you going to have all that money to sit on the bench? See, I was all for it when I heard that we wanted to cut his wage to the 195 grand or 190 grand.
Yeah, that's he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it. He's on mega money. He doesn't want to lower his wage too much.
He's a bum.
I just don't think this is if Man United need to move on, you have to cut these losses, man. There'll be another goalkeeper around for a second. It's not hard to go get a second goalkeeper on loan. Even you don't even have to buy. You can just loan one. Like look what I'm doing with Dubravka. Go get Dubravka back as a second goalkeeper again. You know, since he's at Newcastle, they won't recall him again. Just take him back. This is what I don't understand.
Guys, hit that like button for us, please. Get us to 100 likes. There's 200 of you here. Get us to 100 likes at least, guys. It's free content. So please hit that like button, please. If you just joined. So Man United again, Martial, what's the situation with this guy? Because I am not even being a fan of Man United. There has to be something done about this guy. Like he cannot just be a Manchester United player again. It cannot happen.
You really can't.
He's gone, in it. He's gone.
That's what we're hearing. So it's a good day.
For free?
Being sold. Listen, even if he's for free, I really don't care.
Sold. Who's gonna buy Martial?
Mo, at this point, I really wouldn't care how much he goes for. No, seriously, bro. Like, I'll tell you something, bro. Have you ever tried to sell furniture and it's like old and no one wants to buy it?
And then you get it for free.
Exactly. When no one wants to buy it, you know what you're doing? You're taking it to the closest dumpster and you're getting rid of it. That's what I did with my coffee table not too long ago. I was like, you know what? I'm just throwing it out. You know, I don't care if anyone wants it anymore. That's the same thing you got to do with Martial, bro. Like, because, like, listen, I just said sometimes it's the harder thing to do, which is to move on. But if like sometimes you just gotta do it so you can start looking at other options. You can't keep relying on Martial being a second option. Oh, maybe he gets fit. Maybe his fitness level goes up. Maybe he finds forward. No, bro, it just hasn't worked. It is what it is. It sucks. We don't like it. We all wanted it to work out, and it just did it. You know, and just move on.
I got good reasons. One, he's never fit, and two, I like Man United fans are so attached to players that are so just like they might be once great, but they're meaty. Like Marcel's meaty now, like, and I want to see that so Ty can stop being attached to this guy, man. Because this
that's because we haven't been winning. That's what happens when you don't win. You grow weird emotional attachments to players.
The guy is not the same. He's come back from injury. He's got a worse touch than Lukaku these days. Like the ball doesn't stick, and he's like, yeah, he lost his explosiveness. He's not good, man. He needs to go. Man United looking towards get two strikers, and he ain't going to be the third option. And he won't accept third option. He needs to go find elsewhere. I know Man United's going to try to offload him. I just don't know who's going to be linked to him. I don't know who we're going to get in replacement. There's obviously the Greenwood situation now where he's been included in Man United's provisional squad. That's the number because this is a player that they've retained. Doesn't mean he's going to stay. But, you know, it's all linking towards him staying as well. Whether you like it or not, I don't like it. Of course, everyone knows my feelings on it. But what can you do? What can you do?
Well, Stuffy, when I said that earlier in the season, Cass and Ty, they cooked me, bro. When I
About
said that
Greenwood?
Martial,
Oh,
Cass
Greenwood.
and Ty cooked me when I said Martial is not good enough to play for Man United.
About
He isn't
how
a
long
great
ago?
player.
How long ago was
It
that?
was this year, in the beginning of the season, to be honest.
Well, it's
Yeah,
definitely before the
exactly.
injuries, Mo.
You remember?
Because I defended
No,
him
it's
too
not.
on
But
my
because
life.
it's not only because of the injuries. My problem with Martial is not only being injured; is his work ethics, and I repeat this every single season when I talk about Martial. His work ethics is not great to work for a manager under Ten Hag.
I
It's
agree with
not.
you now. Now that we've seen it all
Even if
season,
he's fit, the guy doesn't have. To be honest, he doesn't have the bravery to play for Ten Hag. When you play for Ten Hag, even Anthony, I don't like Anthony, but never stop fighting for the team. Anthony, always trying so hard. I feel Martial is not trying hard. He relies so much on his ability, talent that will get him by. That's not good enough. Ten Hag wants players that will fight for him, that will die on the pitch. He never does that. He never does that. Like Kai Havertz. Like they never work
they're
for the
very
team.
similar.
They want everybody to work for them.
Yeah.
And I don't like players like this. I like players that will die. Like I like the likes of Bernardo Silva. Someone will every single blood and tear and every single sweat is going to be left on the pitch before they walk out. Martial is never that guy. And he was never that guy, by the way. Paul Pogba, same shit. Relies so much on his talent that would never was he didn't want to work as hard as the other people around him. Look at Bruno Fernandes. Kills himself on the pitch. That's someone I can get behind. Not because you're talented, you get to walk around the pitch. Not because you're talented, you get to work around the pitch. That's Martial for me. That's why people don't like Jadon Sancho sometimes, because he doesn't work hard enough. Martial is the same.
To be fair, Martial, just because like I've watched him live, man, it's the way he closes angles. Sometimes you don't have to press all the time and work hard. He cuts off angles. That's why Ten Hag actually liked him, because he pressed smartly. Doesn't mean you have to go around like a headless chicken and waste all your energy. You have to keep your energy.
100%. Yes, I agree.
But he cuts passing lanes, but it depends where you want to go. Do you want to cut passing lanes, or do you want to press the team as a whole? Which way do you want to go? All right. But that's
I see your point. Yes, but
you see the same thing with Haaland. Haaland don't do a lot of closing down. You know, he just gets into a certain position, then tries to close down. But then Man City set a trap because there's other players that are just waiting for that one pass. You know, they try to.
You think I'm just deceived with the body language, Cass? You think I'm just deceived with the body language? I didn't watch him live, but you think I'm deceived with the body language?
This is what strikers are. If you're playing one up top, the one thing you don't want to do is waste your energy pressing against 4 defenders and a goalkeeper. You're going to be knackered.
I see your point, but I saw Eto. I see even Lautaro Martinez as limited as he is. Lautaro Martinez,
yeah, but Lautaro
tries so hard.
He's got a partner in Lukaku up front and Dzeko.
Dzeko doesn't press because he's old, but Martial isn't old. But anyway, let's move on from Martial. Who do you want to replace? You need 2 strikers. Kane is out of the question. Who do you want to replace, and where is the money coming from? Be realistic. You're 2 Man United fans. Where is the money coming from? Who do you want to replace Martial? And you need a second striker.
Well, I don't think it's about who we want, because as I think Katz would also say that he wanted Kane. I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth.
It's not on the table now, so it's unreal.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about what I want. It's about what's realistic. And I think the most realistic one looking so far is going to be Højlund. That's if I'm being really honest.
But even Højlund is 60 million pounds, isn't he? 55, 60 million.
Yeah, but Kane was going to be like 100. So.
I love him, but
Kane's going to be more than 100, and we're not going to get sold him. I would, if it was up to me, the way I'd look at it, because I like this guy and he's from Porto. I like Taremi. He wouldn't cost a lot. 1 year left on his contract, and he has about 30 odd. And I'd go get Højlund. You got one experienced striker he's Iranian. Just because his name isn't, I don't know, Taraminio or something like that, you know, it doesn't mean he's not good. He's actually a good player. He's actually very good in the Champions League. He's actually had a very good campaign this year. I would like someone like that, cheap, and then go get Højlund, the young striker, and then maybe use Rashford as your third choice. I wouldn't mind something like that. If I could do another option, this is probably going to be Man United's option, maybe. Greenwood's going to stay.
So there is another option, because you didn't mention. And it's been the green light. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Portuguese guy, Gonçalo Ramos, is now the price is set to 68 million pounds only.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe go get...
You're not a big fan of his... Look at his face. He's like,
yeah. If it was me, maybe. I don't know, man. I think Tony's somewhere in there. You can get something done properly, you know, for January, and go get strikers that can fit in and do something. Because, again, whether we like it or not, right, Greenwood's staying. And I can't do nothing about it. And he's going to be used either on the right or he's going to be used as a striker. So I hate to say it, man. So Man United's got to buck up their ideas and get this situation sorted. I'll big up the Mancunian way. Big up the panel and the chat. Big up yourself, my guy. Hopefully you're doing great. Nice weather today. Tomorrow, if you have, we've got a barbecue tomorrow, yeah. And you know what I see? First thing I loaded up on my computer. Guess what he said?
Yeah.
Pollen. Lots of it. Tomorrow it's going to be heavy pollen. So I'm at barbecue, but I'm going to be absolutely sneezing my brains out. Amazing. And Daps.
Yo, Mo, are we going?
Yes.
No, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So if you got hay fever, watch out for tomorrow. Apparently, according to the weather people and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, man, crazy decision to keep Greenwood, in my opinion. I feel like we can talk on it.
I don't. Can we not talk until it's?
We can talk on it. I'm not gonna go overboard on it. Like I'm not gonna lose my head. There's no point. It doesn't do anything. I just don't understand certain people's logic behind it, but each to their own, right? Like, quick one, Staffy. Would you keep him or would you get rid of him? Just be honest with yourself. Do you think he deserves a second chance?
This is a tough one, and I don't want to offend people when I speak. I understand both sides.
I'm allowed to. No one's gonna. No. I'm not gonna abuse you if you want to keep him and all like that. And I'm not gonna allow no one in the chat to do so either.
It's not even that, bro. Because listen, a lot of people. I'm gonna talk about both sides over here. A lot of people saying, "Well, he's innocent because the police hasn't found him guilty. So why should we?" Let's be very honest. If I see Mo, like, I don't know, shoplift, and no one sees him and he hasn't got caught, technically he is innocent because no one caught him. But I know what I've seen with my eyes. I know I saw Mo shoplift, so I know he stole something. Now, Greenwood, we've seen clips, okay? We used our own eyes. We knew what happened. So just because the police didn't have enough evidence to find him guilty, it doesn't mean that it makes me just forget what I've seen. We've all seen, we've all heard stuff. We all know what happened. Now, that's one part. The second part is, I believe that everyone who makes a mistake deserves a second chance. Now, I'm not saying I condemn what he did, because a lot of people will get offended, be like, "Oh, well, he technically tried to rape her, he abused her," stuff like that. I'm not condemning what he did. It's wrong. He should have paid for it, but the police didn't do anything. However, I do believe everyone deserves a second chance. Now, this guy's been out of football for almost 2 years now. And the thing that gets me a little bit more annoyed about this, that the girl herself and her dad dropped the charges, or they didn't want to press charges or whatever. And not only that, she's having a kid with him. So if she found a way to still be with him and get over everything that happened, and not only that, she's about to have a future with this guy. She's having a kid with him. If she could do all that, why can't the guy come back and play football? Now, I understand the looks of it, that you don't want a player who has done something like that wearing your jersey. I get that. I get that 100%. But I feel like he still paid a price. And this is why I would give him a second chance, because he could come back and be an absolutely different person and be like, you know what, I fucked up and I'll never do that again. And he could be a much better person. Everyone who makes a mistake deserves a chance to improve and be a better person. That's all I'm saying. If he stays, I'll go by that. If he doesn't stay, I understand why they didn't keep him. I'll also be okay with it.
I need to ask people, if it was Scott McTominay, would you want him to play for Man United still? I don't want none of you to answer that. People in the comments, like United Red, if that was Scott McTominay or Wout Weghorst and he was a Man United player officially, would you want him to stay or them? Anyways, let's just leave it at that. Next part of stuff, not Manchester United exactly anymore, other than the De Gea stuff. But the other flip one, Mo, your guy, Onana. So it's official. If Man United can't agree a contract, right, with David De Gea in the next couple of weeks, we will be chipping in to come get your goalkeeper. And it's always revolving around the same price. 50 million for Onana. What are you saying, man?
I don't know. At this man, Manchester United weighing up more for Man.
Would you take it?
No, I think this is not a fair price for him. To be honest, it's not. Listen, I think this guy is worth at least 70 million pounds. At least 70 million. He changes the way you play football. He changes your back line. He changes everything. which is Pep Guardiola said that. Listen, you'll never see Pep Guardiola come out and say after a game, there was no point of us trying to press Onana. He's just going to bypass our press. There is no way for us to go inside the A team. They have an extra player. So he said that. The reason why I'm saying 70 million is that this is not just a goalkeeper. He's absolutely an extra player on the pitch. You guys saw that in the final. You know, he's doing this every week. And it's not only in the Champions League. People don't understand that Alisson was 60 million pounds. This one at this moment is better than Alisson at that time. Alisson, guys, remember, Alisson was the understudy for Chesney at Roma until that season. And they only reached the semi-final of the Champions League. And Roma didn't even play in the Champions League the year after. This Inter team, okay, are the second best team in Italy. Right, and we reached the final of the Champions League. So if 5 years ago Alisson was worth 60 million pounds, how come Onana this year is not worth 70? Make it make sense. How come? He achieved something better than Alisson, Onana, right? I think with his feet he's better than Alisson. And at that time, Alisson was just someone who had one good season. Remember, Onana, Ten Hag said a lot of good things about him when he was at Ajax. So it's not like new. This Onana guy just didn't appear out of nowhere this year. He was just suspended for 6 months. So make it make sense. 55 million pounds. I'll be mad if that happens. You're ripping us off.
Well, crazy thing when you think about it. David De Gea's on like 20 million per year salary, and I think Onana's on around 5. So Man United there, if you think about it, Onana won't get a mad wage. Maybe about, I would say, what would you say, Mo? Probably rise to about 8 to 9 million, I'd say.
10 million max, 10 million, 8 to 10 million pounds.
So you could say Man United ultimately could shave about 10 million off that fee, regardless of what it is due to wage saves, right? Yeah. And all you got to do is pay an extra 40 million, which they were looking at David Raya anyways, and they're already looking at Diogo Costa. This is why I say, like, where we're getting the money from, because this is the real reason. No one actually knows Manchester United's budget or Man United's real budget.
100%.
It's all guesswork at this point, because if you're linked to certain players, you're trying to, if you think about it logically, right? You're trying to get Højlund 50 million, let's say 50, 60 million. Mason Mount 50 million tops. A goalkeeper, you're looking to break the bank because you couldn't get a star striker in Kane. You're gonna go get Kane. You're looking at Kane. How are they gonna get that money there? So no one actually knows Man United's true budget. It's all guesswork. So
how much would you pay for him, guys? Money. I'm not. Onana.
50.
That's how much you value Onana as a 50 million.
Yeah, I think we can tempt him 100%. He's on low wages, 50, million. Don't need to pay nothing more.
He has 4-year contract, so he doesn't have to go.
I'm not gonna lie, I would go a little bit more.
I know facts. Maybe 55 million, but I know facts. When it comes to probably paying with some money, they're gonna take it.
No, we didn't take Lukaku deal, we didn't take Hakimi deal, we didn't take Skriniar deal. So the history says otherwise. No. I'm not going against you. We're not negotiating with each other. I'm telling you, when PSG offered Skriniar, offered 60 and Inter wanted 70, we didn't sell him. They were idiots. Lukaku, Chelsea tried to negotiate and we didn't negotiate. Hakimi, PSG tried to negotiate and Inter didn't negotiate. When Inter don't need to sell, they won't sell.
Yeah.
If they need to, they will have to sell.
I don't need to watch one game. Every keeper has a horrible game.
Alisson had horrible games.
Yeah, Alisson passed to a player earlier this season. Does that mean he's a crap goalkeeper?
You remember against Man City, he made two back-to-back mistakes.
Evidence of a couple games. But yeah, anyways, I'm moving on from Manchester United Football Club in general. Chelsea Football Club, Moises Caicedo. It looks like they might be winning this race.
I'm going to repeat that again.
Actually, them and Brian are going to be meeting up next week, according to I can't remember who said it. Was it Fabrizio? But they're going to be meeting up next week to pretty much discuss a fee, personal wages, personal terms. It's not an issue. So if you're a Chelsea fan, you'll be very, very excited. The next part is how much is the fee going to be? We saw one report saying that the chairman values him at 120. Then we see another report, not even that, a few days ago, saying 70 million plus 10 million in add-ons, around 80. So what do you guys think he's worth? And do you think is this going to be this changes Chelsea completely?
Can you tell me what is worth what, so I can actually tell you? Like if Declan Rice is worth 120, I can value Moises Caicedo. But if Declan Rice is worth 60 in your eyes, I can value him differently. The word worth is different, depends on time, depends on the people around you. If Enzo Fernandez is worth 120, Moises Caicedo is worth 180. Isn't that the logic? I'm sorry. Brighton are looking at Chelsea paying 120 million pounds for Enzo Fernandez and saying these suckers can pay us more. They paid 120 for Enzo. This guy Moises Caicedo is one of the best players in the Premier League in the last season. Why don't you pay up?
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing is, Declan Rice has been like, I don't think he's been in this Premier League. He's been seasoned in the Premier League. Don't get me wrong, and he's had some time. Moises Caicedo's only been here, with all due respect, only a year and a half.
He barely played last season.
I don't know what Chelsea's budget is willing to go there. Maybe a player might go back the other way. Maybe Gallagher.
For me, Moises Caicedo changes your midfield. For me, based on what I've seen last year, like he is one of the guys in the Premier League that when he walks into your midfield, changes the way you play football, changes your physicality, changes the way you cover, allows people to go forward more, can pass the ball, can play multiple positions like right back, can play defensive midfielder, can play a little bit of an 8. I think he's worth about from 80 to 100 million pounds at least.
Yeah,
because he's not English as well.
I'd say they'd want 80 to 100 million.
I think at the end it would reach 80 plus bonuses.
Well, when you think of it, if Kai Havertz is going to go for 55 million, that covers more than half of what they. And
then Colwell is the other half.
Well, I don't think they're going to sell Colwell. I believe he's a no-go. He's like untouchable at this point. Colwell's not going nowhere.
I think it doesn't seem like they want to let him go. Yeah.
The thing is, though, they could spend this amount of money. At the same time, like we always go back to the money thing with Chelsea. They can spend this money, but again, they still need to recuperate a lot of money. You know, I think they need to sell a lot more than what they can spend. And I think this is where I look at Chelsea thinking, where's the smart deals at yet? I haven't seen anyone that they linked with that's worth about 30 million, 20 million, 35 million. It's always these players that are hefty expensive.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Right? And I've seen Lavia links. I've seen yesterday as well. I think the same guy that broke the news that Arsenal have ended their interest in Caicedo, right? He got it wrong. He even said it himself. I got it wrong. Arsenal are interested in Caicedo still, but all it is just interest. And Chelsea are trying to move quick with this, you know, before any other team can snap him up. You know, with Man United probably interested in him. Mason Mount. Mason Mount. Did we even talk about Mason Mount?
Not yet. Did you say that? We'll talk about it in a second. Because Chelsea still 170, but let's talk. This Moises Caicedo thing. Why? I'm gonna keep asking the question. Chelsea fans get mad at me. Just call me a clown in the comments or whatever. Yeah. Why would Moises Caicedo choose to go to Chelsea Football Club at this stage?
I don't think he cares about. You know what? I know we can always say Champions League football, but you know, I just think he cares about getting a bumper package in his wage right now, and he's having to play football wherever.
So for money.
Well, I mean, the best offer, Mo. I mean, like, let's not neglect money. People love to talk about money like it's a diss that a player chose money. Like, listen, if I got a better job offer with more money, I don't care about my current company. I'm going, and I'm live. I probably shouldn't be saying that. If anyone sees me, I'm sorry. But listen,
more money. So I like this comment. More money and a better club in the next 6 years.
Because Mo, let's be very honest. If you're getting targeted by the top 6. So Moises Caicedo right now, it's Arsenal, United, and Chelsea, okay? 3 big clubs. Now, whoever offers you, obviously you want a good project, and you want a better salary. If someone gives you a good package, you're taking that job. Why wouldn't you go to Chelsea? I would love for him to come to United, but let's say Chelsea give him a better deal. They're giving him more wages. They're giving him better bonuses, better incentives. It's not a diss to say, well, he chose money. Yeah, Chelsea, we know eventually they'll be back in Champions League and European football stuff. Like let's not act because Chelsea missed out that they're a small club. They're not. You know, but him taking the better offer right now without Champions League football this season is fine. I sit here and I brag about signing Pogba with no Champions League and Zlatan and Di Maria. I gotta keep the same energy for Chelsea. If they pull off a big deal like that with no Champions League football, I gotta say kudos to them because they definitely did something right in the negotiations.
Yeah, probably. And who says they're not, like, we all see Arsenal as a project. Like, what project can they sell him? Maybe Chelsea just threw out a better project for him. Maybe they said, we want to build a team around around you. You know, we want everything to revolve around you. Maybe because if we know anything about Poch is that he always has that one silky centre mid DM or whatever that can just break anything around. And Caicedo could be his Dembele, man. Breaks lines with passes, doesn't get a lot of goals, defensively sound. I say Dembele, athletic. That could be his Dembele, man.
So how are we seeing Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Nkunku in front of them?
That's
How
a crazy.
can-
That's crazy.
It's an absolutely
It's a cheat
fantastic
code.
midfield.
It's a cheat code.
Yes,
Chelsea
I
got a
think
cheat
this
code.
midfield is on paper theoretically should be one of the best in the
Balance.
Premier League.
Yeah, balance as well, man. You got a playmaker in Enzo. You've got a Caicedo who's just a rock, anyways.
And even
then
Enzo
you
can
got
defend as
Nkunku.
well.
Nkunku, the best thing is Nkunku, therefore, might have a bit of license to go a bit further forward, anyways, and drive beyond the striker. The interesting thing is what striker is Chelsea going to get? Because they're not linked to nobody.
I think they're doing it step by step. They need to get rid of
Of course, they're going to do
Aubameyang
step by
first.
step. But everyone usually has some sort of, they usually have some sort of links. Chelsea always linked to a striker. Everything's just died down. The
I have
market
this
for
theory in
strikers-
my head that they're not going to get a striker. Nkunku is the false nine. It's going to be Sterling and somebody else from the other side. They're going to rely on them to get the goals. He's going to do Gvardiol. He's
I
going
think
to
they
do a
go
false
comfortable.
nine.
They're gonna get Cavani.
I don't think they're going to get a striker. I think
They
they're
are,
not
they are.
like what I mean. They're going to get a striker that is not going to start. I think Nkunku is going to be the striker. Osimhen. People are saying Osimhen.
Osimhen is not.
They're gonna get Tony in January as well. I feel they'll be okay because they're not in no competitions. They'll get one striker, obviously, maybe not a mad prolific one, but they'll go get Tony in January. I can see it.
Lukaku's there.
No, they
use
don't
Lukaku.
want to stay there. It's evident.
Isn't he leaving too? Him and
No,
Koulibaly
the negotiations failed.
Oh really?
Yeah, man.
But
Next
anyway-
year, expected to win a league. I can't lie. I expect you lot to win a league. Like if you go spend
Us?
at least 300 million, no. The blue to forget. I said it. If you go spend another 300 million, you better win the league.
Or what? To be honest, yeah, it's like
And
one
no,
game.
no
And
Champions League in
people,
the
oh
middle.
my god, I
really.
saw the comment on the video
Yeah.
before. Guys, have we ever give me one team that spent 1 billion in 1 year? Never happened in football. With inflation or without inflation.
They got a super team, man. They got a super team. Because if there's any other team that done it, you Chelsea fans will be going straight for the next. It's not your fault that your club done that or your owner did that. And I know you needed loads, but a lot of those deals are just stupid. And you have to learn from some mistakes.
100%.
And then did Roman Abramovich, you know what's a bit funny? Did Roman Abramovich say something? You have to spend at least $1 billion into the club before you can start milking it, basically.
Maybe,
No,
maybe that's what Bowley's doing, but he understood it wrong.
I might be wrong. But no, Chelsea going to be back. They never fall off for too long. That's why you say you can't,
They'll be up there or
Can't be in
thereabout
and
this
around
season.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they're going to be in and around. You can never deny that club. But again, it's maybe I'm wrong. Never know under the new regime, right? But yeah, the Mason Mount stuff is quite interesting because it's making me happy, innit? It's made me very happy, Mo. Today's news has made me very, very happy. The reason why is because Man United's had their bid rejected and going to go back in for another bid, which is going to be rumored up to 50 million. Chelsea want around 70 million still. And that must mean Man United might walk away. And there was reports that, Man United are happy to walk away and then, get him for free maybe next year if still interested. So that makes me very happy. Does it make you very happy, Staffy? It makes me happy.
100%. When you told me earlier, because I didn't hear about these news until you updated me. Absolutely amazing. Because I said from the beginning, I don't really rate him, but I do rate him as a 50 million player. Like, I didn't rate him as a 70 million or more. I thought that was absurd because that money, to me, when you talk about that money, you're telling me he's a starter. And I don't look at him as a starter, first of all. And I don't look at him being that expensive. So when you're saying it's 50 or nothing and you're willing to walk out, I'm okay with that.
It doesn't sound like Man United, does it?
We haven't heard that a lot in years because when you look at it, we've been overpaying for a lot of shit players. And I don't think Mount is shit. I just don't think he's that player like as people talk about it, And when he told me he's 50 or nothing, it means like he's an option for you. And that makes me more comfortable if he comes to the club because it means like Ten Hag is treating him as one of the people that he's going to rely on in the midfield, but he's not the main man, which I'm okay with. Because if he did, he'd be like, listen, spend anything you need to go and get him because I need him next season. But the fact that he's like 50 or nothing, it makes me comfortable because number one, he's definitely looking at more options. He's looking to add more than just Mount, and he's not the main man coming into that midfield. And all these things are the things that worried me. So hearing that just makes me much calmer about this signing. Now, if we go get him, I'm okay because I know we only spent 50 million max. And if we don't get him, it means the manager knows what he needs instead. So either way, it's a win-win situation for me.
Yeah, it is a win-win. But is this a win for City potentially? Because Kyle Walker is in. He's a Bayern Munich target. Now, there's quite a few bits with Man City today. Again, we spoke about it last night. I can't see Kyle Walker getting. I can't see him being let go this summer compared to what Mo does. Bayern Munich are targeting him. He could be very, very well suited to what Tuchel wants to do for a right centre back. You know, he's looking at some sort of centre backs as well to go alongside. Maybe just doesn't trust what he's got. What the hell is this? Bernardo Silva in talks with like contract talks and stuff with PSG, which is not unknown news. And then there's the Gvardiol thing as well, saying that Man City are in advanced negotiations with his in personal terms to get that sorted before they work out any sort of fee. Now there's quite a bit of dip. Do you think Pep Guardiola? Do you think Staffy or Mo? Do you think Kyle Walker's going to be allowed to leave? Because I don't see it.
I said that.
I know. But if
people don't like me when I say that. Pep Guardiola, I've never seen Pep Guardiola keeping a player against his will. Never. In my life. It never happened. And if Kyle Walker is content with what he achieved at Man City, and he's happy and he wants a new challenge, and that's his last contract, he can go sign a 3-year deal with Bayern Munich that is worth a lot of money, go try a new challenge at Munich. Good place to live, not a bad place. Under Thomas Tuchel, Bayern Munich is guaranteed to win and guaranteed a starting position. Why not? Why not? I don't see a reason why Pep Guardiola wouldn't let him go. Mega money or not mega money, and I've never seen as a player like this, 33 years old, I don't think Guardiola or Man City will be stubborn enough to keep him against his will because of a 5 million difference or something. Like if Bayern Munich offer 20 and Man City won 25, I don't think it's going to stumble because of this. Man City have now won the treble. I think Walker, if he wants to leave and he agrees terms, I think they will let him go. I think he will let him go.
Maybe I just don't see why I say I don't see him letting all 3 go is because if Gundo and Bernardo's to go, why would he let another leader go? That's someone that's really a part of that dressing room. 3 key players plus Mahrez. I wouldn't say he's probably key in the dressing room way, like the way because you look at the way I look at Kyle Walker is because you see stuff on their socials, their TikToks, all of that kind of stuff. Like he's clearly the joker around the club, you know. He's clearly a good presence. People like him. You know, he looked like he was happy and all this kind of stuff. Maybe this is all bullshit, potentially, but I just can't see him leaving if the other 2 are going to leave. I feel like maybe Man City will be happy to let his contract
run. What about
other
people stepping up to be leaders?
I thought maybe he'll get over it.
What about other people stepping up to be leaders? There's Diaz, there's Rodri, there's Ederson.
I think they're already leaders, but we're talking
exactly.
Yeah, I know, but I hear it.
Why not make Diaz captain? De Bruyne as a captain. Rodri's a captain. Come on.
But you don't like to. Listen, Mo, it's never a good idea to let go a lot of seniors at the same time. If it's like one every year, you'll understand that. To me, it reminds me, and Cass, you'll remember that. It reminds me of the year when Evra, Vidic, and Rio all left in the same window. And we saw how much of that team became a circus the next season. You know, because even Rooney spoke about how they just lost a lot of leaders and it was a bunch of kids in the locker room. And I'm not saying City's even near that because like we were clearly in a drop-off year, but like I don't think it's always a good idea to get rid of too many seniors. Like I don't think Cass is wrong for saying that.
I actually think about it the other way, Staffy. After you finish, I'm gonna think about it. After you finish, I'm gonna tell you why I think about it the other way. It's time to refresh.
It's time to refresh, yes. Mo, but like. Why would you get rid of 3 or 4 senior players at the same time? And not all of them are on a drop-off year. Yes, Walker's dropping off because of injury, but Bernardo's leaving because he sucks. He's leaving because maybe he wants a new challenge. Gundogan, yes, he's aging, but he's still a good player. Mahrez wouldn't be leaving because he sucks. He just doesn't play enough anymore. So it's not like they're on a drop-off and you have to get rid of them. You know what I mean? Just getting rid of too many players, as Cass said, too many senior players, locker room figures at the same time. I don't think that's ever a good idea because it changes the whole dynamic of that locker room. Some people have to step up, but you don't know who's a leader in there. Some people are more comfortable being led, and some people will step up the minute they see Gundogan is gone. Like Diaz, yeah, I don't doubt Diaz would ever step up.
It's a lot of
but you don't know who else will.
I forgot that word exactly. Experience. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah, but there is enough experience there.
Yeah, but you
Jack Grealish is an experienced player. He's 29 years old. He's going to be 29.
When you think about senior experience, we're not talking about Rodri experience, and I think Rodri's in his own lane. By the way, the guy like bro, while everyone else goes out, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do nothing. Like, bro, he's in his own lane. He drinks a cup of teas and sitting cheerful in a hotel before Champions League final. The guy's he's mature, very mature. But we talk about the older heads. You know, when you think of the other older heads out there, yeah, KDB's there. I'm pretty sure everyone knows he's just KDB. Person. Edison's there, I would say. Probably something. But then I look around and everyone is kind of young. Like when we talk about young experience, not talking about senior experience. That's why I say I can't see them letting go 4 senior experienced players leaving straight away, because you know why? Yes, you have Rodri and so forth to set an example, right? But these ones.
It's only 2. I don't know what you guys saying 4. It's only 2.
Oh, because we're talking, bro. Everyone
Gundogan, guys, the only 2, Kyle Walker and Gundogan, are the only senior players.
You mean Bernardo's been there for a minute?
Bernardo is Bernardo younger than Grealish in terms of experience.
Yeah, but he's been there for what? Like 5 years at least.
I think there's Mahrez. I don't think Mahrez is. Again, he doesn't come across that way, but he's still the guy. Sometimes you don't have to be vocal to be a captain. I think Mahrez says it all on the pitch. You know, this is what I can do. I'm still a bad boy, like, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure any winger that comes in looks at him thinking like, shit, like, imagine him on a training pitch. He's probably one of the players that excels the most as well. That's why I just can't see him letting go. What do we say? 4?
5 players.
5 maybe.
5.
And there's
Bernardo, Riyad Mahrez, Gundogan, Walker, Laporte.
Yeah.
I think they wouldn't do that. I don't think they would do that. I think if they are allowed to go, they might offer Gundogan a 2-year or something, or a 1 year with an
I think they already have,
or whatever. Right? I think Riyad Mahrez might not go. Who knows? Until this moment, Riyad Mahrez is not gone. Is not gone. Riyad Mahrez is still under contract. Still under contract. Remember, the Saudis like to offer free agents. The Saudis like to offer free agents. They don't go and pay money for the player. They only go after free agents. I can't remember. Like at the moment, someone give me one name that the Saudis signed that they had to pay money, transfer fee.
Oh, no one. None of them at all.
So Riyad Mahrez still under contract.
They're not negotiating with clubs, yeah.
Exactly. So the Saudis don't negotiate with clubs. They only negotiate with players, right? So for me, I think Mahrez might stay. I think Bernardo, mega offer comes in. I think he goes. And Daps raised an offer that Paris Saint-Germain. Does he want to go to Paris or he wants to go to Spain? I think he stays if it's Paris Saint-Germain. And I looked today at the Paris Saint-Germain. It's not exciting anymore. Paris Saint-Germain, it's not an exciting project anymore.
They did say along the from what was reported, saying City if they're going to allow his wishes. You know, we always say it's not about the team. Sometimes it's just about the lifestyle as well. They're just waiting for a fee, and they're going to want 75 million minimum probably.
So all this fuss is because I think that Kyle Walker might go. All of this fuss is all because you guys agree on all the other players. But when I say Kyle Walker might go, people go mad.
No, don't gaslight us. That's not what we said. We just said we don't think a lot of people, a lot of experienced players are going to leave in one window.
We're talking about Kyle Walker, my friend.
I mean, listen, between all of them, I do think Walker should leave, though, because I think he's on the biggest drop-off, though, because of his injuries.
Yeah, I'd say that as well. Bernardo's €100 million player. He's more than that. In my eyes, he's more than that. Oh, we've just been linked with Taremi, you know, by the way. In fact, cool. About an hour ago. Might get my wish. But yeah, no. For me, I don't even think he's €100 million. I think Bernardo's £100 million. He's that good. And he's not going to drop off anytime soon. Maybe, okay, 85 then. 85, 90, like, if you want to be reasonable. I think he's sick. He changes the whole team. Like, not just one place, but the whole team. Center mid, attacking mid, left back, right wing, left wing. Do it all.
Here's the question. Why would you go to Paris Saint-Germain? What is so exciting about Paris Saint-Germain as a project? He wants a new challenge or he wants a new lifestyle? He wants a new lifestyle, go somewhere else. Go to Barcelona. Going to Paris Saint-Germain after they got rid of all the superstars and the project looks like it's done. It looks like Mbappe wants to go. Neymar wants to go. Verratti wants to go. Go ahead.
Why is he talking to them then?
It might be a fantasy of Isma.
I don't see why would Bernardo Silva want to go to
I feel like a lot of this is heavy. It's not down to Bernardo. I think it's down to his wife.
To the wife.
I think he wants to settle down somewhere in the future and have kids and stuff like that. I don't think he has that yet.
Settle down in Paris?
Maybe.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Anyway.
But anyways, moving on from that, I think Gvardiol bid would be set next week. I think late next week. The last part is Liverpool and Gabri Veiga.
Paris Saint-Germain. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Gabri
just responding
Veiga.
to a comment.
Gabri Veiga to Liverpool Football Club, and Fabrizio Romano said that they are very, very interested in him. As long as other clubs are interested, but Liverpool are stepping up their interest for this one guy. They're looking at an attacking box-to-box sort of player. And again, I can't stop raving about this guy because I think he's the real deal. You know, I think he's wicked. And it's only going to cost them cheap. They're looking at these players that are around 30, 35 million, maybe rising to 40s. You know, according to Grizz, you know, Grizz sources that came from Tottenham is done. You lot don't rate this guy.
Are these the same Bellingham sources from Grizz?
Why are you lot mocking it?
Listen, any chance to mock a Liverpool fan, just know I'll be on it. I'll always be on
it. Oh wow, you lot are rude, man.
Listen, Cass, I haven't watched the guy one time, so
yeah, true.
I can sit here and talk about compilations and shit like this. I haven't watched the guy one time. But if that's the caliber of players that Liverpool wants to sign, because they have Jurgen Klopp and they are counting that Jurgen Klopp can get the best out of them, while Chelsea go sign Moises, Caicedo, and Rice goes to Arsenal. If this is the level that Liverpool wants to talk, bring it on. I really want Liverpool to sign top players, but apparently FSG don't have the money, even though they make the most revenue. Again, I'm gonna say that again. You guys are get like excited about these players, assuming that your coach will make them superstars. But when they fail and they don't work, you say FSG. But you are so excited about it now. So
he's a top player, man. No, Pablo, you rate Scott McTominay, so don't give me that stuff. But he's
what do you mean a top player? Is it like a top player? I haven't watched him. You tell me, is he a Rice or a Caicedo? Is he a Bellingham?
No, it's for Celta Vigo. No, I see. This is. I put him in you could say I put him in the same brackets as McAllister right now, and it's potential. All of it. This is potential. Look, if Thuram don't go to Liverpool, Grizz sources are in the bin now for good. No one's going to listen to him ever again. But I just feel like if they are to get Thuram and they get Gabri Veiga and McAllister, they got a very balanced midfield. And I know it's all potential, but they got a very, very balanced midfield. Gabri Veiga's he excels more in attacking in attacking output. You know the way we see how I'm trying to compare him to someone a bit like Szoboszlai. You know that guy, the one that plays for Leipzig.
Who?
Szoboszlai, the Austrian guy.
Yes.
Hungarian.
I know you're talking
Hungarian. One of the, I don't know where he's from. Is that right? Him. He's quite. I would say I would pin him against them, and that's somebody else that Liverpool are linked to, and also I think Arsenal are linked to him as well. So the way I look at it is like, yes, it's all prospect and everything there. You know, he's got legs. You know, all we ever talk about with Klopp and his systems is a player just needs legs and some sort of bit of ability, and I'm pretty sure they can thrive under his system. We always talk about systems, and we're so quick to bash Klopp like he hasn't got nothing in his bank to improve a player that can fit his system. Look, Carvalho and Elliott are probably missed profiles, you know, potentially as well. Some of these players we're always going to get missed profile. He's Hungarian, that's the one. So
he's a very good player, by the way.
So that's what the way I look at. That's the way I look at what Gabri Veiga can do for him. He's got legs, energy, he's got some attacking output, and he's got a lot of ability to grow into. And I feel like Klopp would like something like that. Because, you know, we talk about refresh, but we mock Liverpool, you know? So what about now then? They're going to get these profiles because maybe they can't afford to go get the... You told me centre mids in the world they can go get that's 70, 80 million. That really the real deal.
Caicedo.
What's available? Yeah, other than Caicedo, which is going to be a missed target, of course.
Tonali from AC Milan, defensive midfielder.
Ain't going nowhere. We're talking about an Italian.
Anguissa from Napoli.
Gone back to Fulham.
You want Tonali in Liverpool? You think that would work out?
He's a defensive midfielder. They need a defensive midfielder. Go replace Fabinho for someone that is worth £35 million that won the Serie A before and won the Euros with Italy or something.
But the thing
Come
is,
on, stop it. You're talking to Celta Vigo, the AC Milan player.
Well, we're crediting like Klopp not for or Liverpool going for Jude Bellingham, whether he chose them or not, and go and get 3 midfielders instead. Maybe a 2 midfielders and use an extra bit of budget for that. But when they're doing it, they're not doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
no, I'm comparing that to Nkunku, Enzo, Rice. I'm comparing that to Enzo, Caicedo, Nkunku. I'm comparing that to Casemiro, Bruno and whoever you're gonna get. I'm comparing that to Man City midfielders. I'm comparing this to what Arsenal want to get. I am just because I am not. This is not this year specifically. This year is so different in the transfer market because big names are on the move. The Bellinghams are on the move. The Caicedos, the Rice are on the move. Big names are on the move.
Is Bellingham world class?
For me, he's one of the top midfielders now in the world.
I think he will be.
One sec, Paul. I'll ask the question again. It's just a yes or no. Is he world class?
He's on his way. You find world class. Give me one world class, and I will compare. I will tell you yes or no.
Okay,
give me one world class in your eye, and I'll answer yes or no.
But that's the point. So if the thing is, if he was to join Liverpool, you know, we're saying how great he is for Madrid, but if he was to join Liverpool, it would be a whole different, you know, it
would have been fantastic for him.
No, but they would be looked at as a luxury player because they wouldn't have built around it. So it's up to Liverpool. They're looking at it now because of the lack of, you know, you could say a lack of transfer activity in the past few years. They haven't got that luxury to go get top midfielders right now. They have to rebuild again, and they're gonna maybe have to wait a couple of years, you know, get back in the Champions League, get back into Europe, and go again. So I don't think they have that luxury, unfortunately. But it is kind of L that they didn't get him in the end just because you watched the Champions League final that he lost.
This comment is fantastic. In only the honesty, he's saying only Thiago. Why don't you go for the likes of Thiago again? Just the likes, that level of Thiago. Why not? You know what I mean? Go get a Frank Kessie from Barcelona. Wants to sell Frank Kessie. Go get Frank Kessie. Really strong player.
Overrated, man.
He's not that bad, Cass.
He's a bench warmer. He's a bench player. You know what? You just said Frank Kessie, yeah. You talk about I'm talking about Man City's midfield, this midfield, that midfield, and you say Frank Kessie is going to be the guy to be that midfield.
He's a good player. He's a proven player. He's a proven player.
Improve it. It hasn't proven shit, man. He had a decent season on the half, probably at 80 million. That's it. Let's be honest. Let's be real. He's got potential.
Maybe I only say the names that I know, that I watch.
Maybe, but that's about it for the news today.
Yes.
I was gonna go back to the Tottenham stuff, but what's the point? It's not even relevant.
No point.
Did they even improve the bid? The 50 million thing?
Not yet.
It's a joke, bro. It's an absolute joke, actually.
So did you guys hear, last thing, did you guys hear the rumor about Mane going to Newcastle?
No.
Really?
Is that real?
Really?
I woke up and it was there this morning. Somewhere, I don't know the source, to be honest.
Were good sources or real sources this time? Because
nothing is real. Like real sources, real sources have been proven wrong. Mane to Newcastle.
That's Rabiot, man. No, man, you lot get Rabiot. See, if I had to get a backup DM and someone said Kessie as a backup DM, I'm taking all day long. Is he not a free agent?
Rabiot, he's a free agent. Yeah,
Kessie's a free agent, no?
Kessie isn't a free agent. He signed a contract with.
He signed a contract. I thought him and Christensen were getting let go.
I don't know what I mean. Let go. He's not gonna just be let go. He has 8 million or 9 million of wages. But anyway, we can talk about this. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, but someone doesn't pay anyone anyway.
Yeah, sick one. Give me a
anyway. So, guys, hit that like button on your way out. Thank you for watching. I don't know if we're gonna be on later, so that's why turn on the notification bell. Turn it on, click on it, and I said we'll see you guys later, today or tomorrow. We're out.
Yeah.